A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome back to my channel. In this channeling session, I'm going to be talking about someone who represents certain type of people, a collective of people who have been napping a lot lately. And I'll tell you something very interesting. Whenever healing process happens and it is actually happening, which means that substantial healing is happening, a big change is happening, then the DNA gets repaired and the body also uses a lot of energy to repair itself. Because of this, sometimes fatigue is there, exhaustion is there, and it leads to napping. And usually we have seen that people who have the twin flame energy or the starseed energy, since childhood they don't sleep that much. And it is something that they are aware about. They have noticed it, or their parents have told them this, and they may have been compared with other siblings also. If you have also been one of those people who never used to sleep a lot since childhood, please mention it in the comment, because this particular session could be important for you. So another reason why this message was sent to me is because when the twin flame healing process takes place, it can be emotionally draining, because a lot of old things come up, or sometimes we don't even know during the dark night phase. A lot of subtle issues come up, a lot of pain bodies are activated. So that also becomes emotionally draining. And then that individual, whosoever it is, the one with the twin flame energy or the star seed energy or the one who's a light worker, they have to recharge and they have to cope up with the intense emotions that they're experiencing. So either they will feel a lot of need to sleep in between for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and then they will always feel like they slept a lot, or they would want to go for massages, spa, like they'd never done these things before, they'd never been so keen about these things, but suddenly with time they've realized that they feel like getting into these things because it relaxes their body. And they also are very particular on who touches them and who does not touch them. It happened with me also. That's why I can say this, that I used to go to just about any place, and after the sessions or after the procedure, I would not feel very nice. I would feel very drained. So I realized that with certain people I felt very nice, and with certain people's touch I did not feel that nice. So they also have to, like you all, whosoever resonates with it, you all also have to figure out whose energy you like and whose energy you don't like. Some cases will be there where you like to talk to that person but you don't like their work, and in some cases it would be like you like their work a lot but you don't like it when they talk with you. So all of that you have to consider and keep in mind. And as I was just saying, that your DNA is also getting repaired. So whenever DNA gets repaired in a big way, then also body needs to sleep, they need to dream, they need to go into dream world, they need to get into lucid dreaming, astral projection. There are multiple ways that masters get them into that space. And recently also in 2023 and in the end of 2022, I don't know how many people in this community went through it, but there was a very strange fever that was on. It was called the psychic fever. I'm not sure how many got it, but if you had that fever, you can again mention it in the comments. I personally met a lot of people, because I know a couple of people who are living the ascension lifestyle. But even though no one had actually directly told me about it, but somehow during our talks, during our communication, it was revealed that they also had this fever. So it was a very strange fever. What it used to do to people was it would make people sleep. So for example, you've got fever and you've taken the pill, or in some cases the fever was never that high, but the fatigue and the exhaustion was so strong that the person who's going through the fever just felt like sleeping all the time. Like you could not do anything but sleep. And if you would sleep for 12 hours, 8 hours, 7 hours in a day, and you would wake up after that, you'll feel very nice. But the moment you'll start doing anything, like even watch TV or even just take a walk, you would want to sleep again. And the sleep cycle was so strong because I also got that fever, and I never usually get fevers. I don't fall sick that often, touch wood. But this was the strangest fever. And every time I would sleep, I would go into different dimensions and have the most fascinating, most high definition kind of dreams. And the dreams always were very heavy duty. Initially, the dreams were a bit difficult, but with time, I got used to those dreams. And I think even after the fever was gone, this napping did not go away, and the dreams did not go away. I mean, I can say even till now, the same type of dreams appear. But now I'm used to it. So, what was the shocking thing for me was that my mother was talking to me, and she told me that she has been getting a lot of weird dreams and she feels like sleeping all the time, and she also had that fever. I said, okay, maybe it's in the family. My mom is also a psychic. She's also a healer. So I thought maybe it is something that we both are facing. But then I went to a very unusual place where I would not have come across this thing. But at least three people, and I don't know why they chose to tell me about it, but all three of them, without me asking them, started questioning me that, we got this strange fever. The fever was not that bad, but it was the sleeping pattern and the dreams. And I was like, what? You also got it? And so I know these people are all ascensioners. These three people told me. And then I went to another place and I was shocked when someone else also told me. So I realized that this type of fever, this psychic fever, was happening to a lot of people. And not really lot of people. It was only happening to people who are spiritually inclined. And yes, that was the most shocking part, because I saw that all these spiritually inclined people were getting the fever, but in their family, no one else was getting the fever. Usually when one person gets a viral infection, others also get it, right? And I know this was a different fever because I usually don't, touch wood again, catch on to viral fevers because of the food I eat or because of the things I do. So I knew that this fever was happening on purpose, and it lasted for about 10-15 odd days, and it would not let you work, it would not let you do anything. But all it wanted you to do was rest and dream, rest and dream, rest and dream, rest and dream. In one day, you would get like multiple such dreams, and every dream would be very vivid, and it would have a storyline, a strong storyline. And all the people who had this particular strange fever told me about it. So 2 people in the family told me about it, then 3 people at an unusual place where we usually would not have heard these things from others, and then 4-5 people elsewhere. So I was just thinking that why is everyone telling me? Are they trying to give me a validation? Is universe trying to give me a validation? And then it actually took me back in time, and I realized that few years back, when I was in a very deep dark night phase, after I recovered from that dark night, I used to nap a lot, which was again very unusual for me because I don't sleep much. I only sleep 4 to 5 hours in a day. Okay, 4 to 5 hours if I get good sleep. That's more than enough. So suddenly at that time also I was napping a lot. And today you can see that I did not make this channeling even when that psychic fever was on, because I did not get the guidance to speak about it. But today I was told that there are some people in the collective who need to hear it, so that every time they feel like napping and every time they feel like sleeping, they don't go against it. They just take a corner or they just take a break, like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, because the nap is not going to be very long. Trust me on it. If you take a power nap, if you take a 10-15 minutes break also, and you try to just close your eyes and sleep in it, the work will be done. So this will actually relieve you from all the stress, and whatever DNA repair, whatever it requires, the rest it requires, it will happen. Like for example, in earlier days, I think when the phones used to get a new OS, or even the laptops used to get new OS, we would just leave it for some time. We would not touch it, or the phone had to be switched off for 10-15 minutes. But nowadays, the technology is even better. It has upgraded. But still, you would see the phones and the laptops, they always ask you, remind me tonight or remind me in the night, because that's the time people don't use their phone so much. And the new operating system or the new upgrade can happen in the background while other activities and applications are open. But our body probably works a bit differently, or it could be the next step, because once your DNA repairs, it's like a never ending. So if you feel like taking rest, please take that rest. Don't worry about anything. And also remember that once you start healing, everything else also happens side by side. Some of you may have realized it and some of you might not have realized it yet. But napping is the best way to take a break from the stresses of the daily life, and this is very beneficial otherwise also during the healing process. Also, twin flame, when they are healing, it brings an increased self-awareness and spiritual growth. And this also leads to a little bit of more increased desire for rest and relaxation. The physical symptoms during the healing process could also be body aches, and these body aches are also asking you to rest. So if you're getting a lot of backache or a neck pain or shoulder pain or some other pain, again, it wants you to rest. The body wants you to rest or take care of yourself or take a massage. If you have a lot of body pain, then you should get a heating pad or some kind of cold patches. Whatever is needed. You get a balm or you apply some kind of medicinal lotion on it. Just lie down for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and you'll realize that you will feel better. You have to breathe a little slow when you do it. So body's natural way to put you to sleep is by making you want to nap. But we live in the materialistic world. In the worldly world, people ignore it big time. But once this healing procedure becomes faster and more independent, you would not have any control on it. So if you are one of those people, actually it's a good thing. I would suggest you, and this would also be acting as a validation that yes, your healing is happening. There would be other things that you should do, is like hanging out with animal companions, because animal companions can also sense when you need healing. And I shared a video today on my channel Sunamoon Vlogs, the Sunamoon Vlogs. It's a 1-minute video, but I have mentioned over there that how animals distract you from negativity and then they help you heal. So do watch that. And if you have a connection with the animal kingdom, animal world, then you must do that. Another thing that would happen to you while healing is you would be attracted to water bodies. Like, it will definitely happen sooner or later. It will happen. It has to happen. You will be attracted to water bodies or places that are close to water bodies. So once in a while you should take a break and go to an ocean or go to a nice lake where the temperature is good. Spend some time in a sweet water lake or spend some time in the ocean. Go for swimming. Do something which heals you, rejuvenates you, and water plays a very important role in that. So sunlight and water, both are very important for your healing. And let your body take naps if you want to. Don't pressurize yourself from not doing it. And this is pretty much it that I wanted to say. I will see you soon in another one. For personal sessions and therapies, you can check out the description box. You can also support my work by using the thanks button on YouTube. And if you want some more deeper content, then please become my Patreon. Also, Patreon helps us to connect with those people who genuinely support our content and want to be a part of this content journey, keep getting regular content, and support people for making the content. So I will see you soon in another one. One love, peace out, and Jai Shri Ram.